Chosen one, you have been protected from something far greater than you realize. There were moments you thought were coincidences, lucky escapes, but they weren't. The truth is, divine forces have been shielding you, standing between you and a force that could have changed everything. For so long, you may have wondered how you made it through certain challenges, how you walked away from situations that seemed impossible to overcome. It wasn't luck. Your angels have been watching over you, carefully intervening at just the right times. They've been doing more than guiding you. They've been protecting you from something massive, something that was never meant to touch your destiny. It's time to understand the magnitude of this protection. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden ways your angels have kept you safe, reveal the signs you may have overlooked, and explore what this divine shielding means for your future. If you've ever felt that unseen forces were at work in your life, you're not imagining it. And now, those forces want you to see the truth. Like this video and comment 77 if you resonate with this message. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and click the super thanks button to support our channel. A special thanks to our membership subscribers. If you're not yet a member, join today by clicking the link in the description. This is your time to understand the depth of your protection and to walk boldly into the destiny that awaits you. How chosen ones are always protected by divine forces. From the very beginning, you've been surrounded by a presence you couldn't quite name. Even in your earliest memories, there was a sense that someone or something was looking out for you, guiding you through life's uncertainties. Maybe you didn't recognize it at first, but deep down you felt it. You noticed that in moments of doubt, a quiet clarity would emerge. In times of confusion, a gentle nudge would steer you back on course. It was never loud, never forceful, but it was always there. These subtle signals have followed you for as long as you can remember, helping you navigate choices, challenges, and changes. And yet, you may have wondered, what is this unseen force? Why does it feel like, no matter what happens, there's always something keeping you safe? This unseen protection often becomes most noticeable in your moments of vulnerability. Think back to times when you felt completely lost, unsure of your next step, or on the verge of giving up. You might have felt overwhelmed, disconnected, and even helpless. These are the moments when doubt seeps in, when you question your worth, your direction, and your very purpose. And yet, something would shift. Maybe it was a sudden insight, an unexpected opportunity, or a timely piece of advice from someone you trust. Whatever it was, it would pull you back from the brink, reminding you that you were never truly alone. This emotional weight, this inner struggle, wasn't just coincidence. It was part of a larger narrative. It was the universe working through divine forces to show you that even in your darkest hours, there's always light to guide you home. As you reflect on these moments, you start to see that they weren't just random occurrences. They were part of a divine plan. Hebrews 1 verse 14 tells us, "Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" This passage reveals a profound truth. The unseen protection you've experienced has been purposeful. Your angels, your spiritual guides, have been working tirelessly to keep you on track. They've been intervening in ways you might not have understood at the time, redirecting danger, closing doors that weren't meant for you, and opening new ones you never expected. These events weren't accidental. They were carefully orchestrated steps in a divine blueprint designed to ensure that you fulfill your unique purpose. Over time, you begin to notice patterns, subtle signs that point to a greater truth. You recall that sudden instinct to avoid a certain path, only to learn later that it would have led to harm. You remember the unexpected delay that spared you from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. These moments are not coincidences. They are evidence of your angel's guidance. With each new experience, you see more clearly that this protection is real and ongoing. As these signs become more frequent and undeniable, you start to feel a profound shift within yourself. It's as if the universe is aligning everything for your highest good, reassuring you that you are never truly alone. Your life begins to feel less random and more meaningful as you recognize the divine timing that governs your journey. This realization is a turning point. It's the moment when you stop doubting the unseen and start trusting it. The protection you've experienced wasn't just about survival. It was about growth. It was preparing you for something greater, something you might not have been ready to see until now. When you look back on your life, you can see how all the pieces fit together. The struggles you endured, the challenges you overcame, the moments of doubt and despair, they all played a role in shaping who you are today. And throughout it all, divine forces were working behind the scenes, ensuring that you would come out stronger, wiser, and more attuned to your calling. As you come to understand this truth, a sense of peace washes over you. You realize that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to see the entire path ahead. All you need to do is trust that you're being guided, that you're being protected, and that your angels are always by your side. The same forces that carried you through the challenges of the past will continue to walk with you as you move forward. And as you embrace this guidance, you'll find that your confidence grows. You'll start to take steps you never thought possible, knowing that each one is supported by the unseen forces that have been there all along. This new awareness also brings a sense of responsibility. Now that you understand the depth of this protection, you're called to share it. You become a light for others, showing them that even in their darkest moments, they too are never truly alone. You inspire them to look for the signs in their own lives, to recognize the patterns of divine intervention that have been there all along. By acknowledging your own experiences, you empower others to embrace theirs, creating a ripple effect of trust, hope, and faith. The more you align with your purpose, the more you'll see how your story can help illuminate the paths of those around you. So where does this leave you now? It leaves you with a choice. You can continue to walk in doubt, questioning the signs and dismissing the guidance you've been given. Or you can choose to embrace this truth fully, to trust that the divine forces protecting you are real, purposeful, and invested in your growth. By choosing the latter, you step into a life of greater clarity, deeper faith, and unwavering strength. If this resonates, comment SHIELD. Your angels have been with you every step of the way, and they're not going anywhere. This is your moment to recognize their presence, trust their guidance, and move forward with the confidence of knowing you are always protected. The signs that you were just shielded from something big. When you look back on your life, you'll find certain moments that stand out. Times when things didn't go as planned, but somehow turned out better than you could have expected. Maybe it was that missed train that frustrated you at first, only for you to learn later that it avoided an accident. Or perhaps it was a job you didn't get, only to have a better opportunity open up weeks later. These moments, though they felt like disappointments at the time, were actually signs of something greater at work. They weren't random. They were evidence of unseen protection guiding your steps, shielding you from harm you never knew was coming. At the time, it might have felt like a setback. It's easy to question why certain things don't go as planned, why doors close when we were so ready to walk through them. These moments can leave us feeling confused, even discouraged. But what you didn't see then was what those missed opportunities were sparing you from. Maybe they kept you away from toxic environments, harmful people, or situations that could have derailed your progress. The sense of frustration you felt at being stuck or delayed was actually a blessing in disguise. Over time, as you piece together these events, you'll notice that the pattern was there all along. A constant, quiet guidance steering you toward a safer, more aligned path. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. These words remind us that we are never truly alone, and that protection often comes in ways we don't immediately recognize. That last-minute change of plans, that feeling that something just isn't right, or that instinct to pause and reconsider. These are not coincidences. They are the subtle whispers of divine intervention, gently nudging you away from harm. Your angels work quietly, often without drawing attention, but their influence is unmistakable when you look back. If you've ever felt that nudge, that unseen hand guiding you, comment guided. Sometimes the signs of protection are so subtle that you only recognize them in hindsight. It's like looking back at a puzzle after all the pieces have fallen into place. Suddenly, you see how each event, each delay, and each redirection was part of a larger picture. You realize that those so-called setbacks were actually saving you from something you couldn't see at the time. You might think about that day you avoided a certain meeting, only to learn later that it would have led to unnecessary conflict. Or that moment when a sudden detour prevented you from crossing paths with someone who didn't have your best interests at heart. As you reflect on these instances, you can see the evidence stacking up, proving that you were never as alone as you once believed. These signs aren't just about avoiding harm. They're also about guiding you towards something better. Each time you're protected, it's because your path is being recalibrated, realigned to ensure you're headed toward your highest potential. The people you didn't meet, the opportunities that didn't pan out, the changes you didn't choose but were forced into, all of these were moments of grace. They were adjustments made on your behalf by forces that understood more than you could see, and while it may not have felt like it at the time, these interventions set you up for success, growth, and fulfillment that you couldn't have imagined. As you begin to recognize these patterns, you start to trust more deeply in the process. It becomes easier to let go of the frustration when plans change, because you understand that something greater is at play. You begin to listen more closely to your instincts, to pay attention to the little coincidences that guide your decisions. This awareness doesn't just make you feel more secure, it also gives you a sense of purpose. Knowing that you're being shielded reminds you that your journey is important. The protection you've received is proof that your life holds meaning, and that you're here to fulfill a destiny that matters not just to you, but to the greater whole. When you fully embrace the reality of this divine guidance, it transforms the way you see your life. The setbacks no longer feel like failures. The delays no longer feel like obstacles. Instead, you see them as steps in a dance you didn't know you were part of. Steps that keep you moving forward, even when you don't know the exact choreography. This perspective changes how you handle future challenges. You learn to trust that even when things seem uncertain, the outcome will reveal itself in time. And as this trust grows, so does your peace. You no longer need to control every detail, because you understand that something larger is guiding you every step of the way. So now, the question becomes, how will you move forward with this knowledge? Will you embrace it, acknowledging the unseen protection that has always been there? Will you start to look for the signs in your everyday life, recognizing that each moment, no matter how small, carries meaning? Comment guided if you're ready to see these signs more clearly, to trust in the process, and to let the divine forces that shield you continue to lead the way. This is your moment to step forward with confidence, knowing that you are protected, supported, and destined for something greater than you can even imagine. Why certain forces have been trying to harm you? You may have felt it long before you even had words to explain it. Something about you stood out, something intangible yet undeniable. Others might not have seen it clearly, but you've always known that you were different. There's a presence you carry, a light within you that refuses to be hidden. And as you began to grow, you noticed how that light drew attention. Some of it came from people who admired you, who were inspired by your energy, but not all of it was positive. Some attention seemed to come from forces that didn't want you to shine. You might not have understood why certain challenges felt so heavy, or why it seemed like obstacles appeared just when you were ready to move forward. These weren't random events. They were attempts to dim your light because of the potential it carries. This light you hold isn't just a vague sense of purpose. It's a tangible force that threatens the status quo. As a chosen one, your very presence challenges the old patterns, the outdated systems, and the limited ways of thinking that have kept others stuck. This is why the resistance you face often feels so personal, so targeted. The forces working against you can see what you're capable of, even before you fully realize it. They sense the power within you, the potential to inspire change, to awaken others, and to bring light where there was once only darkness. And because of this, they try to knock you off course. They plant doubt, confusion, and fear, hoping you'll second-guess yourself and lose your way. These challenges aren't just hardships. They're deliberate attempts to prevent you from stepping into your full power. Psalm 91 verses 11 to 12 reminds us, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." This verse isn't just comforting. It's a declaration of truth. The forces working against you may be persistent, but they are no match for the divine protection that surrounds you. Your angels see what you're up against, and they are constantly intervening on your behalf. Whether it's guiding you away from harmful situations, providing unexpected support at just the right moment, or lifting your spirits when you feel weighed down, their presence is unwavering. They are the reason you're still standing, the reason you haven't given up despite the resistance. If you've felt this strength in your own life, comment strength. Over time, you start to recognize patterns. You notice how certain struggles seem to appear just when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. You see how the challenges intensify whenever you make significant progress, as if something is trying to pull you back into old ways of thinking. But with each of these challenges, you also see how they fail. You overcome them, time and again, and each time you emerge stronger. This isn't by accident. It's because your angels are ensuring that these forces never succeed. The light within you cannot be extinguished. With each new trial, your understanding deepens, your resilience grows, and your purpose becomes clearer. These forces may try to harm you, but they cannot defeat the divine protection that surrounds you. Even when the resistance feels overwhelming, there's a part of you that knows you're being prepared for something greater. These challenges are not just obstacles. They are opportunities to refine your strength and clarify your mission. Each time you face adversity, you learn more about who you are and what you're capable of. You discover that you have a source of inner power that goes beyond what you once believed. This power isn't just for overcoming hardship. It's for shining brighter, for stepping fully into the role you were meant to play. The forces that try to harm you can't comprehend that every time they push against you, they're actually pushing you closer to your destiny. As you grow in understanding, you realize that the resistance itself is proof of your importance. If you weren't a threat to the darkness, there would be no need for these forces to come after you. The fact that you face such targeted challenges means you're on the right path. This shift in perspective changes everything. Instead of seeing resistance as a sign that you're failing, you begin to see it as confirmation that you're making progress. The attempts to harm you, to knock you down, are actually signs that you're stepping into your power. And as you embrace this truth, you find a new sense of courage and determination. This courage becomes a shield of its own. It allows you to move forward without fear, knowing that you are not only protected but also empowered. You stop worrying about what's working against you and start focusing on what's working for you. Your angels, your inner strength, and the light within you are more than enough to overcome any opposition. This knowledge frees you from doubt and hesitation. It allows you to walk boldly into your purpose, confident that you are exactly where you're meant to be. If you feel this shift within you, comment strength. This is your moment to recognize the truth, that the forces trying to harm you are only proving the power and potential that lies within you. What happens now that you know about this protection? Now that you've come to understand the magnitude of this protection, it's as though the veil has been lifted. You begin to see your life not as a series of random events, but as a carefully crafted journey where every step, every delay, and every unexpected twist has meaning. You start to notice how certain obstacles never fully materialized, how close calls never crossed the line into disaster. This realization isn't just reassuring, it's empowering. It means you're not navigating this path alone. It means that each choice, each moment, is held within a greater plan, one designed to help you flourish. This newfound clarity doesn't just ease your fears, it transforms them into trust. You walk with a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that the unseen forces surrounding you are real, present, and invested in your well-being. The first thing you might feel is a shift in how you perceive challenges, where once you may have seen setbacks, you now see stepping stones. When difficulties arise, you approach them with a calm confidence, because you know they are not the end of your journey. Instead, they're a part of your growth. Even in moments when the path ahead isn't clear, you trust that the guidance you need will come. It's not about having all the answers up front. It's about knowing that you're supported every step of the way. With each challenge that passes, you'll look back and realize that the protection you once doubted was always there, steering you away from harm, nudging you toward opportunities, and ensuring that you remain aligned with your higher purpose. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8 says, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." This verse isn't just a promise. It's a reflection of the life you're beginning to see more clearly. The divine forces protecting you are not only present in the big, dramatic moments. They are also in the small, quiet ones. They're in the instinct to wait an extra moment before making a decision. They're in the sudden clarity that arrives just when you need it most. They're in the unexpected opportunities that appear when you thought you'd reached a dead end. These aren't coincidences. They are proof that you're being guided, proof that you are never alone. If you feel this shift, if you've started to see these signs more clearly, comment protected. As you begin to trust more deeply in this divine protection, you'll notice a profound change in how you make decisions. Instead of second-guessing yourself, you'll find that you can move forward with greater certainty. The fear of making the wrong choice diminishes, because you understand that even if you stumble, you are still being guided. This awareness helps you take bold steps, embrace new opportunities, and explore paths you may have once hesitated to try. You realize that the safety net beneath you isn't about preventing all challenges, but about ensuring that no challenge will ever be more than you can handle. With this understanding, you approach life with a sense of curiosity and courage, ready to see where the next turn will lead. The more you recognize and acknowledge this protection, the stronger it becomes. Gratitude plays a crucial role here. As you express your appreciation for the guidance you receive, you open yourself up to more of it. It's as if the simple act of saying, "Thank you," creates a deeper connection, allowing you to sense your angel's presence more clearly. Over time, you'll find that this gratitude transforms into a daily practice, one that brings more joy, peace, and clarity into your life. The more you thank your angels, the more you'll notice their influence. And the more you notice their influence, the more confidence you'll have in walking your path. This growing confidence leads to a greater sense of responsibility. Now that you see the protection you've always had, you feel inspired to live in alignment with your higher purpose. You understand that you're not just being protected for the sake of it. You're being protected because your life matters. Your journey, your choices, your actions, they all have meaning. This realization encourages you to share your light, to uplift others, and to live in a way that reflects the divine guidance you receive. As you align with your true calling, you'll notice that your steps become more deliberate, your decisions more thoughtful, and your presence more impactful. The protection you've always had now becomes a source of motivation, pushing you to become the person you were always meant to be. And so, what happens now that you know about this protection? You live differently. You step into each day with a quiet confidence, a deep trust, and a sense of peace. You no longer feel the need to control everything, because you understand that you're part of something greater. You approach challenges with an open heart, knowing that they serve a purpose. You walk through life with a profound awareness that you are guided, supported, and loved. And as you do, your journey becomes not just a personal one, but a source of inspiration for those around you. You become a living reminder that we are never truly alone, that we are always protected, and that our paths are held in the hands of something greater. How to strengthen your connection with your angels. As you begin this next step, you'll find that strengthening your connection with your angels doesn't require anything complex. It's about creating the space to notice the guidance that has always been there. Every day, we're surrounded by noise, distractions, schedules, and worries that crowd out the still, small voice of intuition. But when you take just a few moments to pause, to breathe deeply, and to allow silence to settle around you, something shifts. In that quiet, you can feel the presence of your angels more clearly. Their guidance, subtle yet profound, becomes easier to hear. This isn't about learning something new. It's about remembering what you've always known. And the more you make space for this silence, the more you'll find that their guidance was never far away. It was only waiting for you to listen. At first, it may feel strange. Sitting quietly, letting your mind rest, and tuning into a presence you can't see might seem elusive. But over time, you'll begin to notice how those moments of stillness bring clarity. Questions that once felt confusing suddenly have answers. Choices that seemed overwhelming begin to feel simple and clear. This isn't magic. It's the natural result of connecting with the guidance that has always been available to you. Your angels are not distant beings. They are close, offering subtle nudges and gentle reminders. When you take time to pause and listen, you allow those whispers to come through more clearly. And as you practice this, you'll find that your confidence in their presence and their guidance grows stronger every day. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." This promise reflects the divine connection you have with your angels. They know the plans that have been set out for you, and they are committed to helping you navigate them. When you express gratitude for their guidance, you acknowledge their role in your life and invite even more clarity. You'll begin to notice their influence not just in big, life-changing moments, but in the small, everyday details. Whether it's a sudden insight that helps you make a decision, or a feeling of peace that settles over you when you need it most, these signs affirm that you are walking a path aligned with your higher purpose. If you're ready to embrace this connection, comment open. Another way to deepen this connection is by paying attention to synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem to appear at just the right time. Maybe you keep seeing the same number sequence, or a certain symbol shows up repeatedly in unexpected places. These are not random occurrences. They're signs that your angels are near, guiding you and confirming that you're on the right path. When you start to notice and appreciate these signs, you strengthen your bond with the divine. Over time, you'll find that these moments of synchronicity happen more frequently, becoming a steady reminder that you are never alone. As you tune into these signals, you'll also notice how your own intuition becomes sharper, making it even easier to recognize their guidance. In addition to stillness and gratitude, consider setting aside time each day to connect intentionally. This might be through meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in a quiet space with the intention of receiving guidance. You don't have to say or do anything special. The key is simply to be open and present. Your angels are always near, but by choosing to set aside time for this connection, you create a deeper sense of awareness. This regular practice helps you develop trust, not just in their presence, but in your ability to hear them. As this trust grows, so does your confidence in following their lead, no matter where it may take you. You'll also find that journaling can be a powerful tool for strengthening your connection. After spending time in stillness or reflection, write down the insights, feelings, or ideas that come to you. You may not understand them fully at first, but over time, patterns will emerge. This practice allows you to track the ways your angels are working in your life and helps you recognize the signs you may have overlooked. As you read back through your journal entries, you'll see how their guidance has been consistent, patient, and always aligned with your highest good. The more you acknowledge these patterns, the more attuned you become to their presence, building a sense of partnership that grows stronger each day. Ultimately, strengthening your connection with your angels isn't about doing more. It's about noticing more. It's about shifting your awareness to recognize that their guidance has been there all along, quietly helping you navigate life's twists and turns. The more you honor this connection, the more you'll find that your life becomes filled with greater clarity, peace, and purpose. You'll start to walk through each day with a sense of calm confidence, trusting that you're being guided toward your highest potential. And in return, your angel's presence will become more tangible, more visible, and more supportive than you ever imagined. Comment open if you're ready to deepen this connection. This is your time to trust in their guidance and embrace the light they bring into your life.